beautiful people. This is Elyse, and welcome back to the Elyse DeLucci Show. This is episode 50. My God, we're really making progress here. How are you doing? Let me tell you something that I am fired up about, okay? I'm fired up about this. I told you that my kids, they broke the phone, the computer, the printer, and it was a shit show. Well, I'm still annoyed about this Apple situation. When I went to Apple to get when I went to Verizon to get my new iPhone, they handed me a black box, sleek packaging, new packaging, rather than the previous white iPhone box packaging. And you probably know this, so I apologize if you know this already, if you've gotten a new phone recently. But the packaging, I said, oh, pretty. And the guy was like, yeah, Apple wants to, conserve, the ecosystem, or I don't know what the hell he said. Apple wants to be more green, so they're using less cardboard. I said, oh, that's nice. I opened the box to take the phone out. And inside it was a wire, just a wire, like a wire with no plug. There was no headphones. And I'm just like, oh, does it come with something else? And he was like, no. They're only including the phone now, a little instruction booklet, and the wire. No more plug, no more headphones, And I was just like, and you're thinking that they're concerned about saving trees. No, they're concerned about their bottom line. They're not including a plug anymore or headphones. Are you kidding me? This is why they're one of the richest companies in the world, okay? This is why. Does that not make you crazy? It must make you crazy. Here's this. Here's another thing that makes me crazy on that phone thing. Oh, I'm on my soapbox about this. You have no idea. So on my previous phone, whatever I had, it wasn't terribly old. It was a couple of years old. I had a case and, a pop socket thing, whatever. And so when the guy does my new phone, sets it up for me, I go to put the old case on my new phone because there's nothing wrong with that. And he goes, the old case isn't going to fit. I'm like, what do you mean it's not going to fit? And he said, it's not going to fit. I said, why? Why is it going to fit? And he says, well, Apple made the new phone just slightly bigger. I'm like, okay. So I put the two phones together, my old phone and the new phone. It is slightly bigger. It's not an inch bigger, an inch longer, an inch wider. It's not like a finger bigger, where you can that it would have an effect on the scroll or whatever. This is insane. You know why they did this? Because they want people to buy all new shit, I feel like. They want you to buy the new case or whatever. I don't even know. I don't know the reason. But all I know is that it really was grinding my gears that they don't include the headphones and they don't include the plug. And it's like, what if I had older kids and I had to buy these kids some phones or some shit like that, or they needed to charge their phone and I only have one charger? I'm supposed to go out and buy a plug? I'm supposed to go out, if they need earphones, I'm supposed to go out and buy them separately? Like, just insane. Just insane. Just as we think, right, that maybe the world's trying to work together and, everybody's just, we're all in this together and it's been a hard, rough, year or whatever. No, then the iPhone, I have to find out that the iPhone decides that they're going to be all about their bottom line profit so everybody can spend more money so Apple could become even more richer than they already are. You're welcome. Oh, please. It's ridiculous. Remember when they changed the charger, for the computers? The MacBooks, again, fine, I get it. You want to make something smaller. You want to iterate. Easier. The tech changed a little bit, but Lord, my goodness! If you're a parent and you have to buy things for all these kids or not, or just yourself, it's like it's really Anyway, fact of the day, rant over. 1.9 billion adults in the world are overweight. 1.9 billion. That's 39% of all the people in the world. All the people in the world, 39%, they're overweight. That's right. That's not based on the actual number on the scale. That's based on your BMI, your body mass index. I am telling you this fact because I feel like I have to go on a diet. Well, I shouldn't say I feel like I have to. I am on a diet. Let me also say, I really don't diet. I just try to find things to help me, to do things to help me trim down. I do not like to modify the eating thing. Life is too short. What's the point? Eat the cake. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm trying to lose weight, I try to, do a little more walking or run it, or, I'll run, go to, I'll switch up my exercise, go to different exercise classes. Not that I've been doing that. or I will do like little modifications on the diet, like on what I eat. Like I, will cut out not putting whole milk, maybe in a coffee or something, or I will not have a lot, as I'll try not to have a lot of sugar, or I will, what works the best for me is I'll just stop eating at night. Like, I'm a big night eater. Are you a big night eater? I mean, come on. Is there nothing better than sitting on the couch and having a little nosh? Oh, I love it. I love to sit on the couch at night, whatever I'm doing, and I want, to have a snack. My go-to is usually ice cream. So, I stopped doing that. But I stopped doing that because I'm doing this new thing. Well, for me, new thing, intermittent fasting. Do you do this? Have you tried this? So let me tell you. I was on the phone with my shrink the other day because that's what we do. We do the FaceTime calls now. And so I'm on the phone with my shrink, and he mentioned, and he's fit guy, thin, whatever, lean, and he's very healthy. And he tells me he's been doing intermittent fasting. I said, why? And he said, well, he wanted to lose a few of the pandemic pounds, but he said that also, mentally, intermittent fasting is supposed to be really good because it like clears up your mind. When you're in the fasting portion, it clears up your mind. So I didn't know much about it. He gave me a little brief. I looked it up on my own. What it is, if you don't know, it's basically you eat at certain periods of the day or days, and then you fast. You don't eat. There's 3 different methods for this. I'll tell you which. Well, let me say, I'm doing a modified method because I need to ease into something like this. Like, and the fact that it's called fasting, like I'm already turned off. Like the second he said, Elyse, you should think about trying intermittent fasting. I hear fast, and I'm already. I feel like I'm already going to keel over. I'm already tired. I'm already feel malnourished. So, the most popular method for intermittent fasting is, well, I should say, there's actually more than 3. There's more than 3 methods, but I think there's like maybe 6 in total. But I'll go through the 3 popular ones. The 3 popular ones it's called the 16 and 8 method. So basically, and this is what I'm doing. You fast for 14 to 16 hours a day, and then you eat for it during the rest of the day. So you fast for 14 to 16 hours, and then the other window is you're able to eat for 8 to 10 hours. Not eat consecutive, not like cow grazing. You just have your normal meals, whatever. Here's the thing. During those 8 to 10 hours where you're eating, you can eat whatever you want. I mean, it's like my doctor's like, Elyse, don't go overboard. Don't live at McDonald's, like take up residence for 10 hours in the day. I'm like, don't worry, I won't. I'm doing that at Taco Bell, don't you know? But you can eat whatever you want. So, if you want to have, chips on your sandwich, fine. If you want to have chicken nuggets. So I like that. That's what I'm doing. So when you're on the fasting portion, you can have water and you can have black coffee. So that's that. And on the fasting portion, which I like, is sleeping counts, obviously. So, for example, if you finish your last meal at 8 o'clock at night, that means obviously maybe you do your couch eating. It's from 7 to 8. I don't know. But 8 p.m., you're done. You're cut off. You don't eat your next meal until 12 o'clock the next day. So then the next day from 12 to 8, you can go ham. Hard as a motherfucker. Whatever you need to do. Excuse my French. You can go that. And then, again, so you're from 12 to 8 you're eating. You stop at 8. You're done for the day. The next morning you wake up. You skip breakfast. Maybe you have a black coffee. Maybe you have, a bottle of water. You don't start eating again until 12. That's it. Now, I'm doing a modified version of this because, not eating for 16, 14 hours sounds a little painful. So I'm doing like the 12 and 12. I'm going to bump it up to the 14 hours of fasting. But if you're somebody that gets hungry in the morning for breakfast, if you're like one of those people that wake up ravenous, then obviously this might not work for you, right? But for me, I don't wake up super hungry in the morning. So the other thing, by the way, the other thing is when you're fasting, like I said, you could drink water, you could drink coffee, you can also drink 0-calorie beverages. So if you have, like, I don't know, like vitamin water zero, that kind of thing. So that's that. Then there's another method to this. There's another method which I could never do. And that's the 5-2 method. The 5-2 method is for 5 days of the week, you eat normal, have whatever you want. And then 2 days of the week, you only eat 500 to 600 calories. I couldn't think of anything worse. For 5 days, you're telling me that I could eat whatever I want, and then for 2 days, I'm only going to be able to consume 500 calories. Get the hell out of here. That doesn't work for me. The other most popular intermittent fasting is that you for 5 days you eat normally, whatever you want, and then for 2 days you fast for 24 hours. Again, I can never do this. 2 24-hour fasts during the week. What are you, crazy? What are you, nuts? So that's it. That's intermittent fasting. Apparently there's lots of health benefits for this. Doctors say that, intermittent fasting, you could live longer. It can put some years on your life. It obviously makes you lose weight, helps you. It's a good weight loss tool. It doesn't work for everybody, obviously. Some people, they get nervous if they have to go that long. But for me, I'm just like, I'll just sleep a few more hours, like, big deal. So that's my new thing, intermittent fasting. I'll keep you posted on how it's going. So far, I've lost a few pounds, and I'm very happy about that. It could also be cutting out my dessert, white chocolate mocha with whipped cream coffee from Starbucks, but I'm going to say it's from the fasting. Speaking of diets, like me, I'm sure you also been on some diets in your day, even though I hate them. When I was younger, there was like some crazy ass diets. Like, I don't know if you ever heard this. Have you ever heard of the baby food diet? That was a real diet. It was basically, you're supposed to lose weight doing this, like a lunatic. I actually thought that this would make me be skinny. If you eat 16 jars of baby food a day, 16 jars of baby food a day instead of meals and snacks, plus you can eat one regular meal. So one day you can have 16 jars of baby food, one regular meal, and that's supposed to help you lose weight. That was a ridiculous diet. If you have any of your favorite ridiculous diets, I would love to hear them. I asked some of my friends, and we came up with some of them. I could tell you, with some of them I had no idea. There's another diet called the Vision Diet. I didn't even know this was a thing. Basically, you put on, this is crazy, you put on a pair of blue tinted glasses for the entire day. And what it's supposed to do is that the wearing the blue glasses turns you off to looking at certain foods, because basically they're saying foods that are red and yellow colored, like red colored, yellow colored, they're more palpable. Meat, fries, certain snacks and produce. So basically, if you wear the blue colored glasses, it cancels the color out, and it's supposed to make you eat less. That's nuts. To me, that's completely nuts. There was an ice cream cleanse. Did you know about this lunatic diet? Yeah, okay. I could tell you right out of the gate, my friends, how about the ice cream cleanse? I said, you know what? There's one thing that ice cream does, and it's a minute on the lips and it's a lifetime on the hips. There is no way on God's green earth that you can eat 5 pints of ice cream. That's right, 5 pints of ice cream a day, and you're supposed to lose weight. That's what the diet was. It was, you don't eat like 5 pints of Haagen-Dazs. You eat 5 pints of it was this diet. I think it was like 10 years ago or something. It was like a special ice cream. It was made from coconut cream. It wasn't made from regular milk and cream. Coconut cream, 5 pints of coconut cream ice cream. And you were supposed to lose weight, doing this. Can you imagine? Can you imagine doing that on a date? You're at the date. You're at the table, and he's like, so, Susan, what would you like for an appetizer? And you're like, oh, I don't know. I think I'm okay with some water. And he's like, well, how about some nachos? How about some egg rolls? Oh, why don't we share a salad? And she's like, you know what? I'll actually have a pint of ice cream. It's insane. So insane. There was the Master Cleanse diet. I'm sure, there's all kinds of cleanses, but this diet was like, basically you make these concoctions. I feel like I've seen this in movies and stuff, but you make these concoctions and it was like, lemon juice, water, cayenne pepper, like a laxative. You mix it together and then you chug this drink. Nuts. Ugh. And so, listen, those are some of these crazy diets that we were talking about. But intermittent let me say, my mother once did this diet called the Smart Cookie Diet. Have you ever heard of this? Honestly, I don't even know where she found out this diet from. But my mother, she's always gone on, I feel like, some crazy diets. Smart cookies, the Smart Cookie Diet, it was basically like you eat a couple cookies a day. And you would have all your protein for the day and all this kind of stuff. The fact that you have to market a diet and call it the cookie diet already is shitty in my book. I mean, I don't know. I'm actually happy with the intermittent fasting. My doctor told me that if you just eat, as a normal person, no diet, no nothing. If you just eat, your body basically just burns the calories, right? Your body just, you consume calories, your body burns the calories. Of course, if your body is burning calories and you have metabolism and you're exercising, whatever. But with intermittent fasting is that your body burns like the calories, but then after it doesn't have any calories to burn through, it starts to burn through the fat, the fat that's stored in the body. So let me tell you something. After 1 week of doing this diet, I woke up and my stomach was flat. And I was like, oh, yes, totally yes. On Sunday, I tried to drive by, of course, speaking of food, on Sunday, I went by Esposito's Meat Market. If you are listening to this and you're the owner or you work there, someone on TikTok keeps saying to me, oh, you got to go to Esposito's. And I don't know if they own the place, but I do know of it. I walked by a few times. I never went in. It's a fabulous meat market on 9th Avenue and 39th Street. I tried to go on Sunday, and my boyfriend's like, come on, let's drive. Let's go to Esposito's. Like, go in, get some sausage. I love cheese and parsley sausage. I love it. By the way, how I cook cheese and parsley, I buy a ring of sausage. All I do is I put the sausage on a baking sheet just by itself. Nothing on it. And I put it in the oven for 375, and I cook it for like 50 minutes, and I flip it. That's how I make sausage, and I love it like that. Nothing on it. Nothing. Anyway, so I wanted to go down to this place, Esposito's, get a cheese and parsley sausage. So happy to have finally been getting the opportunity to go there. And I realized it's Sunday. I said to my boyfriend, it's the Lord's Day. They're going to be closed. And he's like, Elyse, this is not 1925. They're going to be open. This is New York City. It's not closed on Sunday. Lo and behold, it was closed. So I didn't get to go. I was totally disappointed. I did watch such a good movie called Amazon. It was on Amazon Prime, Superhuman. It's a documentary. My ex-husband actually told me about it. He texted me and he said, Elyse, there's this awesome documentary. You should check it out. It's about the power of the mind through scientific experiments. You should watch it. So I gave it a swirl. It was 2 hours, definitely long, but it was great. I recommend it if you're looking for something different to watch. Basically what it was this documentary that was put together by this woman, and it talks to a lot of scientists and people that went to MIT and Harvard and Stanford and, doctors, and they talk about through scientific experiments, we can create our own universe. We can speak things into existence. It's kind of a little bit like the power of positive thinking-ish, but it also had other aspects to it. Like, if how you sometimes go see a magic show and there's an object in front of the magician and he moves the object. He moves the object without touching it. He moves it with his mind, his conscious mind. They do experiments like this. It sounds hokey. In fact, let me tell you, when I turned on the movie, I watched 15 minutes of it. I picked up my cell phone. I texted him. I said, this isn't some hokey shit you're telling me to watch. And he was like, no, just watch it. It was great. It was a complex movie. It had lots of information in it. One of those movies where you're like, oh my God, I totally knew that was a thing. I totally knew that could happen. If we say affirmations, if we say, I want to open up a business by, next year. And then you put that on paper and you sort of put it on the wall and you start trusting that process and working towards it. It will happen. It's like all those things. We kind of know that that's a thing, but it demonstrates that sort of power of the human mind through various experiments. It was very positive. And it also talked about, like how through thinking certain things, you can heal the body and stuff. But, I don't go down, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But it was really, really interesting. Superhuman. It's just about how we can create our own reality, our own universe. And what comes first? Is it the world that we live in and then we're just thrown into that world? Or is it we imagine a world that we sort of want to happen and want to create it, and then we make that happen through the powers of our mind. I know that this sounds nuts, but it's great. And at the end of the day, right now, so many people are struggling, whether they have businesses or whatever. And I think watching a movie like this just gives some hope, and makes you think more positively. It was awesome. It was totally, totally awesome. So, anywho, I did want to ask you guys a random TikTok question. I don't know if you know this, but the TikTok algorithm is so crazy. It's like some videos, they have crazy amounts of views. Other videos, they don't. And I think that I'm trying to do a little bit of a test on my side. I think that, and I've watched all these videos about how the algorithm is, but I think that if you share a video, or you repost a video, or you duet a video, or you tag your friends and then they watch it, I think that increased engagement of sharing the video, out, whether you text it to somebody or share it to somebody on TikTok, or you tag your friends and then your friends that are tagged then watch it. I think that engagement helps drive the views up. I'm not sure, though. So I did want to ask you, if you follow me on TikTok, if I do a video and you happen to catch it and you like it, if you could do me a favor and tag your friends or send it, there's like that little arrow on the right side, send it out. I just want to see if that changes the views. I don't know. It's just I love TikTok and I love it, and it's a great bite-sized platform to get to connect with everybody. But I'm intrigued by why some things have views and why some things don't. And listen, some things might just have views because a lot of people could relate to it and it's relatable and people think it's funny, or whatever. People have an opinion on it, and other things just might not do well because they're shitty, and they're just like anything else, right, in the world. But because it's such an algorithm-powered platform, I am curious about that. So if you don't mind, and you see something you like, tag your friends or send it. That I would totally appreciate it. And this is like literally not a any sort of agenda for me to gain any sort of traction with anybody or anywhere. I'm just like, I just don't get it. I did a video the other day about cold cuts, slicing them thin, which, by the way, is so important. But I didn't know so many people had opinions on cold cuts. I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but there were so many people that commented on this, and I'm like, cold cuts, really? Cold cuts over like X's and other other things, lip liners? Like, I'm shocked. But anyway. So that's it for today's Elyse DeLucci show. I always so appreciate you listening. You have no idea. And if you can, as always, drop me a review on Apple Podcasts. I can't wait to meet you guys. I can't wait to be back in the comedy clubs. I'm still going to be, yes, I got some questions. I am still going to be doing this podcast. Of course I am. I've come to love it. It's a great outlet. And it just, I don't know, talking keeps us sane, right? So thank you. I appreciate you listening. Apple Podcasts, you could download it, you could subscribe, or Spotify. And as always, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and I look forward to talking to you very soon. Take care.